Okay, it's been a while since I've recorded a video. Congratulations on finishing the exam. Hopefully I'll have those marks back to you as soon as possible. For today, or for this week, we are starting our new unit, Food Glorious Food. So, the first thing I'd like you to do is in your art diary, I would like you to create a title page. So this unit is going to be about photoshopping and manipulating images of food, because that's what the unit is. So you can find some pictures online or draw your own, up to you, but I want to see some fab title pages. Next, Photoshop Play. I do recognise that some of you will not have access to Photoshop at this point because you can't download it, or there's been some issues and we can't rectify those till you get to school. If you can, I would like you to go into Photoshop and have a bit of a play. What you could do is look up some simple tutorials online, and hopefully you would be able to familiarize yourself with those tools and basic things like how to import an image, maybe how to work with the adjustments. So just have a play with that, and hopefully by the time you come back later this week, everyone will have it downloaded and we can start with tutorials. Okay, next, keep going. All right, food and art. Every time you see this little symbol down here, you need to, I don't have a mouse. Whoops. The little symbol with the pen and pencil, just there, you need to take down the slide. So this is what is needed. Let me start that again. This is what you need to write in your diary. So, food is essential to our survival. We like food. Food is good. It is also one of the greatest pleasures in life. It is no surprise then that fruit, vegetables, meat, and drink have become common motifs. Motifs, a word for like symbols or subjects, themes, in painting and sculpture and more digital-based art these days, from ancient times until today. So, food art often, while it can be quite simple, just capturing still life or food that looks good, it often has like a hidden meaning. Sometimes it can represent specific values or virtues. So, some foods are seen as being like pure, or the opposite. If you see a lot of processed food, it's seen as being quite processed and sort of not purified. And other times it can symbol things like wealth and status. So during all those ancient times, a lot of artwork showed quite famous people surrounded by big feasts and big banquets full of really quite expensive foods for that time. You'd have the peasants eating bread and water, and while you'd have people having banquets with big cake and lots of wine and cheese and things that the common man couldn't access. Oh, why does that keep popping up? All right, next. So contemporary food art, so that's being the food art of today, often explores aspects of culture like globalization, imperialism, and consumerism. So, the growing of society and how we consume lots of things, probably things that aren't good for us either, and different, Western civilization and how it has impacted the rest of the world and brought different foods to different areas. So, why is that not working? So, go forward one. I'm going to put this slideshow on the hub so you can access it and you can take down the notes at your own pace. I'd like you to go on this link here and just scroll through and have a look. It's a really good website from Arts and Culture that does a brief history of food, and it goes through really renowned paintings, starting from like primitive art to the Last Supper, looking at all those renditions of Jesus eating his last banquet, and all different sorts of other art through to the modern and contemporary era. And going through that art, it was originally painting and sculpture, and then as we've gone through, it becomes more digitalized and more installation based, which is really interesting. There's one that it goes on like it's a sculpture made of ginormous sugar cubes, which is really cool. So have a look at that. Next. So in this unit, we're looking at a dude called Giuseppe Archimeboldo. So he was an Italian painter best known for creating these sort of really odd portraits made out of fruit and veg and food. And he painted these of pretty famous people during the Italian times. And it was painted in a way that would have a likeness to the sitter. So that's what a portrait is. They were quite interesting. We don't really know too much about the artist himself, but the works he's done has inspired other artists like Salvador Dali and Andy Warhol. Like, people have seen these and taken it further. So if you can write that down in your book, that'd be great. So keep going. Oh no, that's the next slide. Okay, so your task is, I want you to look at how he's used food compositionally, because that's what you're going to do later on. You're going to have to take images and create your own artwork using food. So I want you to see how he's used what pieces of fruit where. Like, for example, you can see he's used a blueberry for the eye. Like, that's a choice. He could have used a strawberry or something, but he's used a blueberry specifically to capture that sort of pupil. So I want you to think about different types of food, and I want you to create your own food portrait. So think, I don't know, find someone or find an image online, look at a person, and then I want you to think of different pieces of food. Doesn't have to be fruit. Might be different sections of a sandwich. It's totally up to you. And I want you to either using collage, which I think would be easier and a bit more interesting, so printing out pictures and then cutting them out and composing them in a different layout, or you can draw it, up to you. In your art diary, I want you to create a food portrait. Year 8 students. So this one here is used fruit and veg and like onions for eyes, and so they printed out those images and then layered them around, or you can draw them in your diary. It's up to you. But that is the work for pretty much this week. So don't rush it. Take your time. Think about how you're going to compose it, and I will organise a Zoom and talk to you all a bit further about it. If you've got any issues, just email me, and I look forward to speaking to you all soon.